Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Samahito bhikkhu yatha bhutaṃ pajānāti. The bhikkhu who is concentrated sees things as they really are. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is the last day of our retreat, last talk. For this talk, our topic is how only right concentration leads to right knowledge and right liberation. There were three friends, very good friends. Good means they help each other. As friends, they help each other. They were Buddhist friends, boys. All these three are boys. They, as Buddhists, every day evening, they go somewhere, collect some flowers and offer these flowers in the name of the Buddha. It is not to the Buddha, but in the name of the Buddha, by recollecting the great virtues of the Buddha. They keep the flowers in front of the Buddha and say, "This cluster of flowers, beautiful, fragrant and excellent, I offer at the holy lotus feet of the noble sage. With these flowers I venerate the Buddha. By this merit may I gain liberation. As these flowers fade and wither, so will this body be destroyed." They recollect, they say this and offer these flowers in the name of the Buddha. One day they did not find flowers, so they went somewhere else to a bit distance to find some flowers. They saw some blossoms at the very end of the branches of a particular tree. Tips, branches, there were blossoms, very beautiful flowers. But it was a bit difficult to pluck these flowers because the end of the branch, the blossoms. So that was the flowers. These blossoms were not that tall, not high. So they then got the idea, let's help each other. One of them bent and offered his back to another person and asked him to come to his back, mount his back and reach the flowers. Then when he went to mount his back, he was not balanced enough. Then the third person, he himself came and he offered his shoulder, hold my shoulder. And in this manner, three of them, very helpful each other, three of them got together and reached the blossoms and plucked these flowers and brought and offered these flowers to the Buddha. This is a very simple story to understand the importance of helpful each other, working together, living amicably, peacefully in concord. Today, for this Dhamma talk, we have to talk about these three friends. Who are these friends? Right effort, right mindfulness and right concentration. These three should help each other. Without their support, without their synchronicity, nobody can enter the jhana, nobody can enter the right concentration. Right concentration is called samma samadhi. Nobody can gain right concentration without the support, synchronicity of these three. So right concentration, we can talk about right concentration little later. But first of all, it is necessary to understand about concentration. Concentration, there are several synonyms, such as collectedness of mind. Collectedness of mind is called concentration. Samadhi, collectedness of mind. Concentration, collectedness of mind, singleness of mind, unification of mind, tranquility, calmness, and serenity. These are some terms, synonyms for concentration. The concentration was practiced by many people, many rishis, yogis, even before the Buddha. They practiced concentration. They developed their mind as samatha meditation, samadhi meditation. They believed, they practiced, developed concentration as a factor, simply as a factor to calm down their mind and enter a certain jhanic bliss, and also to gain some types of knowledge. So they practice in such a way. By practicing concentration, they develop first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. And after fourth jhana, they could be able to gain some types of knowledge, different types of knowledge, such as miraculous powers. They got some miraculous power. They went through the air. They walk on water without breaking the surface. Such things. They also did such things like miracles. Then they had, for some extent, they had the power to understand their previous lives. Such things. Those are called miracles. Those are called different types of knowledge. They, of course, develop 5 different types of knowledge. Ability to perform miracles, ability to understand their previous lives, ability to understand the sounds of other beings, different sounds, near, far, and understanding how some beings are born to this world, they come from other places, and then they depart like this. These 5 types of knowledge, which are called worldly knowledge, worldly type of knowledge. But the Buddha's difference, the Buddha's uniqueness is that Buddha discovered a special knowledge, which is called complete destruction of defilement, asavakkaya jnana, which is only the Buddha's knowledge. Buddha gained this, Buddha revealed this, and let us to practice and experience this. So friends, in this manner, they develop their mind, they develop their concentration. By developing their concentration, they entered jhana, the first 4 jhanas, which are called worldly jhana. And thereafter, they developed 4 more jhanas, attainment. These are called not jhanas, but attainment. What are these? Like, they develop their mind to understand the infinite of space, then infinite of consciousness, then nothingness, and finally neither perception nor non-perception. They develop this also. So in this manner they develop their mind by practicing meditation. But no vipassana. No vipassana. That was the problem. Since there was no vipassana, no attainment of enlightenment, no sotapannas, stream enterers, no once returners, sakadagami, the once returners, no non-returners, anagami, no arahants. Because no vipassana. If you see true, if you cut through, if you penetrate true, then only you can understand the three characteristics of existence. What are the three? Impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and soullessness. These three are to be realized, not to understand, simply understand, but realize. You to see these through your wisdom. Not only these three. There are some other factors. What are other factors means? The Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths should be realized. Again, the dependent origination should be realized. Only then one can enter the path as a stream enterer. So, though they practice this concentration as a factor, they developed their mind, they had no concentration. What they could develop, what they could achieve, reach was the highest, was neither perception nor non-perception. The Buddha taught this Dhamma. In his different discourses, Buddha has taught us very clearly this Dhamma. How he practiced, how he developed this mind. In order to develop his mind, first of all, he understood what this mind is. He understood that mind is defiled because of some uninvited, adventitious thoughts. Mind is defiled. When the mind is defiled, beings are defiled. Chitta sankilesa bhikkhave satta sankilisanti. The Buddha understood it. When the mind is defiled, beings are defiled. When the mind is purified, beings are purified. Chitta vodana satta visujjanti. Buddha said this. Because of his clear understanding. He understood that when the mind is developed, when the mind is tamed, it brings happiness. With this understanding, the Buddha practiced meditation. When the Buddha practiced meditation, he gained clear understanding. He gained purified mind, which is, in the discourses, Buddha said, his mind was very well concentrated, then purified, malleable, workable, wieldy mind, through which he directed his mind to do something, to do different things. Eventually, he wanted to direct his mind to destroy all defilements based on greed, hatred, and delusion. Without destroying these three, greed, hatred, and delusion, nobody can attain enlightenment. Full liberation, right liberation. No. It is only by completely extermination of the three: greed, hatred and delusion. So the Buddha practiced all this and he developed his mind. Therefore, as he developed, cultivated his mind, he became the Buddha of our era, our Buddha. Buddha is our Buddha. That is why we call him our Buddha, because he was born in this era. He is Buddha for all of us, not only humans. No, not only humans. Buddha is the Buddha for both humans and gods, devas and manusya. That is why we say Sattha Deva Manusyanang. Sattha means teacher. Sattha Deva Manusyanang. Buddha is the teacher for both devas and manusyas. So friends, the Buddha taught us how to practice, how to develop, how to gain concentration. Let's understand a little bit about how to gain concentration. Samadhi. In order to gain concentration, Buddha has taught us different techniques, different methods of meditation, such as practicing, recollecting the qualities of the Buddha, then practicing, developing metta, loving friendliness, then karuna, compassion, mudita, appreciative joy, upekha, equanimity. These are different subjects for us to practice and gain concentration. Then the Buddha taught us when you have good concentration, you also can gain jhana. Buddha taught us jhana. But jhana taught by the Buddha are a bit different from that what we learn today, what most people practice today. People practice jhana today, not the real word, not the real jhana taught by the Buddha. There are some differences. According to the Buddha's teaching, jhana, when we practice jhana, when we come to the third jhana, our mind, we have mindfulness and equanimity. Mindfulness and equanimity. That is the difference. So then when you come to the fourth one, the mindfulness and equanimity, both are very well developed. That is the difference. So Buddha taught us how to gain concentration and how to gain jhana. Let's understand a little bit more about how to enter jhana. In order to enter jhana, the first thing that one has to do is one has to be aloof from sensual pleasures. The Buddha said, Vivicheva kamehi. Avoid. Be away. Be aloof from sensual pleasures. That is the first thing. Vivicheva kamehi. Then vivicha akusalehi dhammehi. Then avoid, be away from doing unwholesome deeds. Akusala. Kusala means wholesome. Kusala means unwholesome. What are unwholesome? Buddha pointed out 10 different factors. Buddha said, killing is unwholesome. By any means, killing, even an ant, very little one, is unwholesome. No chance to kill and justify. Say, it's okay, I did this because of this. No such chance in the teaching of the Buddha. Killing is killing. Then stealing, not only Buddha, all other teachers, Jesus, Muhammad, they all taught this Dhamma. Not to kill, not to steal such things. These are basic things. 5 precepts. More or less you find this in all these religions. But the problem is people do not follow these masters, do not follow these teachers. That is the problem today. So the Buddha said, killing, refrain from killing. Because it is akusala, it is unwholesome. Killing is unwholesome. Secondly, steal is unwholesome. Third, sexual misconduct is unwholesome. Then false speech is unwholesome. Malicious speech is unwholesome. Harsh speech is unwholesome. Frivolous talk is unwholesome. Covetousness is unwholesome. Ill will is unwholesome. Wrong view is unwholesome. So, all these are unwholesome things. So the Buddha said, avoid these, refrain from these unwholesome deeds. When we develop meditation, we have to refrain from this. Viviccheva kamehi vivicca akusalehi dhammehi. That's the second one. Then, savitakkang, savicharang, vivekajam, piti sukhang, patamajjanang, upasampajja viharati. This is how the Buddha explained this in the discourses. There should be some factors which are called jhanic factors. What are the jhanic factors? When we practice meditation, we have to understand our vitakka. Vitakka is thinking. Thinking of what? Thinking means thinking of the object. Vitakka. Vitakka means with vitakka, with thinking. You are thinking, you are giving attention to the object. You are observing only one object. Then vichara, you are examining, thinking and examining. Examining what? Examining the object of your meditation. With this, giving attention and observing, you can develop your concentration. Vitakka, savitakkang, savicharang, then you have viveka, detachment. You are detached from such different attachment. Now you have bodily detachment and also your mental detachment. These are 2 different types of detachment. You are bodily detached from your house, from the committee, from other peoples, from other different problems in life. You are quite in a secluded place. You are in seclusion. Now, with that seclusion, you have bodily detachment and you are detached. With savitakkang, savicharang, viveka is detachment. Viveka jang, it is because of that detachment. Now, because of your mind is concentrated and you have detachment, both. Viveka jang, piti, sukhang, you have both rapture and happiness. When you have these qualities, means you have come to the first jhana. Then when you go to the second jhana, vitakka vicharanam vupasama, you drop both thinking and examining. Vitakka vicharanam vupasama, ajjattang sampasadanam, internal peacefulness, internal confidence. You have confidence internally. Ajjattang sampasadanam, chetaso ekodi bhavang, your mind is unified now. With the unification of mind. Chetaso ekodi bhavang, avitakkang, avicharang, Samadhi jang piti sukhang. You have piti and sukha, both rapture and happiness. But this time, this both have arisen not because of viveka, because of detachment, now because of your samadhi, because of your concentration. Since your mind is unified, now you have happiness, you have rapture. Samadhijam piti sukhang dutya jhanang upasampajya virati. You enter the second jhana. When you come to the third jhana, you drop piti, rapture, no more rapture, no more piti. Pityacha viraga, upekkhako cha virati. Now your mind is upekha, equanimity. You have equanimous mind. With this mind, when you practice, there arises mindfulness. Upekkhako cha virati. Sato cha sampajano cha. Sato cha sampajano. These two qualities are there. Sati and sampajanya. These are the important things. Sati means mindfulness. Sampajanya means clear comprehension. This is what is lacking. What was lacking in other traditions. Mindfulness and clear comprehension. So Buddha taught us this. So sato cha sampajano cha sukhancha kayena patisangvedeti. Yantang arya achikkanti upekkhako satima sukha viharati. Together with upekha, equanimity, with equanimous mind, develop mindfulness, you live. That is what is called third jhana. Then when you come to the fourth jhana, you give up happiness and unhappiness both and come to the state of equanimity and mindfulness. Both equanimity and mindfulness are very well developed when you come to the fourth jhana. Friends, this is how the Buddha taught us the way to practice this meditation. When we practice meditation, according to the discourses, practicing this meditation as this is called concentration meditation. We have to switch concentration to vipassana. It is possible, Buddha said, it is possible at any time. When you enter the first jhana, you can switch to vipassana. When you enter the second jhana, you can switch to vipassana. The third jhana, the fourth jhana, like that. All this, if you understand the change in nature of the object, that is how you switch to insight. If you understand the change in nature of the object, that is what is called impermanent nature. Things are changing, impermanent. When you see impermanence, you see that it is unsatisfactory. If you see impermanence and unsatisfactoriness, you see it is soulless, without a self. That is how one should switch to insight, where one can practice, understand both serenity and insight. Buddha taught these things properly, clearly, very clear. Once, Buddha said, monks, there are 4 types of concentration. Samadhi. Atti bhikkave samadhi ditta dhamma sukha viharaya. First one, the Buddha said, monks, there is a samadhi, concentration, for the purpose of abiding peacefully here. To live peacefully. If you have samadhi, you can live peacefully. There is a particular samadhi to live peacefully here for the purpose of living peacefully. That is the first one. The second one, Buddha said, monks, there is a samadhi, concentration, for the purpose of for the purpose of knowledge and vision, to gain knowledge and vision. That is the second type. Then the third one, Buddha said, monks, there is another samadhi, concentration, that is for the purpose of mindfulness and clear comprehension. Sati sampajanyaya. Mindfulness and clear comprehension. Then the fourth one, Buddha said, monks, there is a samadhi, there is a concentration for the purpose of complete destruction of all taints, asavakhayaya. In this manner, the Buddha taught us the importance of developing samadhi and come to different types of samadhi also. Once the Buddha said, Samadhing bhikkhave bhavetha samahito bhikkhu yatha bhutang pajanati. Samadhing bhikkhave bhavetha. This is the Buddha's advice. Monks, develop samadhi. Bhavetha. Monks, develop samadhi. Samadhing bhikkhave bhavetha. Samahito bhikkhu yatha bhutang pajanati. That is the part which I recited at the beginning of the talk. Samahito bhikkhu yatha bhutang pajanati. Who is samahita bhikkhu? Bhikkhu means the practitioner. Samahita bhikkhu means very well concentrated. Concentrated bhikkhu, concentrated practitioner. Samahita bhikkhu here means concentrated practitioner. Sees, Buddha said, he sees things as they really are, not as they appear to be, but as they really are. Then Buddha questioned, what does he see as it really is? The Buddha said, this form. He sees what this form is. When he sees the form, what can he see? He can see the origin of this form and the passing of this form. Origination and cessation. Buddha said, Rupasya samudayancha attagamancha. He sees the origination of this form and cessation. And then feelings. Origination and cessation of feeling. He sees origination of perception and the cessation. He sees the origination of volitional formations and the cessation. Then he sees the origination of consciousness and the cessation. In this manner, he sees things as they really are. Then Buddha questioned, what is the cause? What is origination? How it happens? Buddha said, it is because of delight. We delight, we welcome, and we remain hold to these things. You delight what? We delight with body, this form. If you delight, you cling to this body. That is the origination. Buddha said that is the origination. If you have delight mind, if you delight, if you welcome, if you remain hold to that, then clinging arises. Attachment arises. With that attachment, existence comes to be. Then when there is existence, birth comes to be. When there is birth, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and all this whole mass of suffering come to be. Why? Because of clinging to form, feeling, perception, volitional formation and consciousness. Then what is the cessation? if you do not cling to this, if you do not delight this form, if you do not delight, if you do not welcome, if you do not remain hold to this, no hold on to this as mine, me or myself, that is the cessation. So the Buddha pointed out both this. This is how we have to understand the origination of these five aggregates and the cessation. So this is why, friends, today I wanted you to practice meditation on these five aggregates. So when we practice in this manner, we can understand the real Dhamma. In order to understand this real Dhamma, right concentration is very much significant. It is a must. Right concentration. Our topic is how only right concentration leads to right knowledge and right liberation. What is this right concentration? Samma Samadhi. This is called Samma Samadhi because there is Miccha Samadhi as well. Miccha Samadhi as well. Buddha taught us how to gain right concentration. That is according to Mahachattarishaka Sutta. This is how the Buddha taught the tenfold noble path. The path becomes tenfold path. So, according to Great 40, the discourse named Great 40, that is what I want to tell you now. The Great 40, according to this sutta, Great 40, Buddha taught us how to gain right concentration, noble right concentration. Buddha very clearly said, monks, I'll teach you the noble right concentration. Together with it is support and requisite. What are these support and requisites? Buddha said, right concentration gain with the support of first 7 factors of the path. Right concentration means concentration that we gain with the support of the first 7 factors of the path. That's what is called right concentration. Those are the support. Those 7 are the supports for the supporters for the right concentration. Those 7 are the requisites for this concentration, which is called right concentration. So when we have right concentration, our concentration is very clear. It is purified. It is purified concentration. That concentration, Buddha said in the Jewel's discourse, Buddha said, that concentration has no equal. No equal. Buddha said, Yang Buddha setto parivanna I suching samadhi manang tarikanya mahu. This concentration is quite different. Yam Buddha setto parivanna I suching. The Buddha taught this purity of samadhi, concentration, which gives immediate results, means no interval, no interim. This samadhi, when we practice this samadhi, right concentration, right samadhi, there is no gap between the right concentration and right knowledge. Right knowledge means the Four Noble Truths, realizing the Four Noble Truths. There is no gap. Therefore, Buddha said this is anantarika samadhi. No, there is no antarika. Antarika means interim, no interval. Once we develop right concentration with the support of the first 7 factors of the path, then our concentration, we have to understand this first 7 factors and with the support of first 7 factors, if we develop right concentration, that right concentration has no gap in order to understand, realize knowledge, which is called right knowledge. Knowledge has different level. We gain knowledge to different levels. In the discourses, we find different terms such as sanya. Nya means knowledge. Sanya, vinya, abhinya, panya, parinya, different terms are given. These are different levels of knowledge. So when we come to parinya, that is realization. So in this case, when we practice right concentration here, then next one is called right knowledge, and the last one is right liberation. Right knowledge and right liberation. So once we get the right concentration, no gap to understand this. So friends, when we develop our mind, we can gain right knowledge. The Buddha got this right knowledge. That is the 4 noble truths, knowledge of the 4 noble truths. In the Dhamma Chakka Pavattana Sutta, his first discourse, Buddha said, with the realization of these 4 noble truths, which were unheard of before, that is to be understood. That means these are not from anywhere else. His own realization, self-awakening, he realized these 4 noble truths and said, these are quite unheard of before. Pubbe ananusutesu dhammesu. Chakkung udapadi. He got the knowledge, the light, what you call, the eye of Dhamma, Dhamma eye. He got the Dhamma eye, Chakkung udapadi. Then Jnanang udapadi. Jnana means knowledge. Panya udapadi. Wisdom arose in him. Panya udapadi. Vidya udapadi. Science arose in him. Aloko udapadi. Light arose in him. Because of understanding, realizing the right knowledge. He further said, Jnanancha paname dassanang udapadi. Both knowledge and vision arose in me. Jnanancha paname dassanang udapadi. Akuppa me cheto vimukti. My release of my mind is unshakable. It is unshakable. In this manner, Buddha taught us right knowledge. When we understand right knowledge, when we understand these four noble truths, that with that realization, we can understand the dependent origination and the 3 characteristics of existence as well. So in this manner, we have to understand the path becomes 10-fold path. Now 9th one is right knowledge and the 10th one is right liberation. Now let's understand little bit about this chart. This is the 10-fold path. The path, first of all, we have to understand Roan view as Roan view. When we understand Roan views as Roan views, then we can abolish, we can destroy all Roan views with all whatever affiliated Roan views together with this. Then Roan view, we abandon Roan views. When we give up Roan views, our views become right view. When we have right view, we can develop all right views connected, affiliated to right view. So in this manner, there are 10, there are 10 and 20 here, 20 here, altogether the number becomes 40. So these are these triangles, right view, right thoughts, right speech, like that. These triangles, you can see the Pali term, Samma Ditti, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati. According to this particular discourse, Buddha very clearly said, these three, right view, right effort and right mindfulness, these three make us, go around, in circle, one after the other, running after one another and make a circle. So that is the important things to understand here. With this understanding, the Buddha realized the great 40 and said the Noble Eightfold Path is the path for the trainees. Who are trainees? Stream enterers, once returners and non-returners. Their path is the Noble Eightfold Path. And then the tenfold path, the Buddha said the tenfold path is the path for the Arahants. So friends, when one develops right concentration, one can realize right knowledge and right liberation. So what is right liberation? It is called right liberation because there are wrong liberations. Even today there are some people, they say that they have attained enlightenment. They proclaim that they are Arahants. But their actions are different from Arahants. So however, this right liberation means complete eradication of all defilements. When we destroy all defilements, our mind is clear. We know whether we have destroyed these different defilements. That liberation, right liberation, is called vimukta. Vimukta. Vimuktasming vimuktamiti jnanam hoti. When one enters the stage of right liberation, one can understand that he has liberated. He has come to the state of liberation. So, liberated, when it is liberated, he knows that it is liberated. It is liberated. So, vimuktasming vimuktamiti jnanam hoti. Not only that, khina jati, he or she can understand that he or she has destroyed rebirth, rebecoming. Khina jati, no more birth. Khina jati. Usitang brahmacharyang, he had lived the holy life. Katang karaniyang, done what had to be done. Done what had to be done. Katang karaniyang, naparang ittathaya. No necessary of coming here to be born again. No birth, no rebirth, rebecoming. For such a person who has completely cut off all defilements and attained right liberation. So in this manner, Buddha taught us the Eightfold Path. During this retreat, we all wanted to understand the Noble Eightfold Path further, and we all wanted to practice accordingly. So now, as I pointed out here, the path, according to the very word of the Buddha, the path, the noble, though we call it Noble Eightfold Path, the path becomes tenfold path for the realization of Nibbana. To become an enlightened one, the path should be tenfold path. Another thing I want to say here is the path. This is a path. Noble Eightfold Path. That is how we say it. It is not a chakra. It is not a chakra. We never say Noble Eightfold Circle, chakra, like Dhamma chakra. So this is a path. The path is to be understood. The path, Buddha very clearly said in this particular discourse, it is better you read this discourse, from Majjhima Nikaya, the middle length sayings of the Buddha. Sutta number 117. Please read this discourse. Buddha very clearly said, right understanding is the first. Right understanding. Without right understanding, nobody can come to the path. So right understanding is very much important. If we have right understanding, then our thoughts become right thoughts. We think rightly, properly, correctly. If we think rightly, properly, correctly, then we start to verbalize. That is our right speech. Then as we think and talk, we work, we start to work. That is our right action. Our actions become right actions. If our actions are good actions, we live righteously. That is our right livelihood. When we lead a right livelihood as worldlings, as lay persons, worldly people, we earn things righteously, we live righteously. That is what is righteous life. When we live a righteous life, we really need practicing a spiritual life, leading a spiritual life where we want something to practice. What do we want to practice? We should be mindful. We want to be mindful. When we become mindful, we practice 4 establishments of mindfulness. With that effort, we earn, and with that effort, we practice 4 foundations, 4 establishments of mindfulness. As the result, we can come to the 8th factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. That is concentration, right concentration. But this right concentration, we all should keep this in our mind. This right concentration is possible only with the support of the first 7 factors of the path. And finally, when we have this right concentration, there is no gap. No gap, no interim, no interval there. Right after the concentration, we can realize the 4 noble truths. That's right knowledge. If we have right concentration, then we realize right knowledge. If we realize right knowledge, we definitely realize right liberation. Friends, this is the path taught by the Buddha. That is what we practice, that is what we learn throughout the retreat. Let's all understand this wonderful, unparalleled teachings of the Buddha and practice this Dhamma as the Buddha has taught us, so that we can live happily, peacefully here, and one day realize real peace, real happiness of Nibbana. May we all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.